Well, next up, John Kennedy. No relation to the allegedly dead president. He's a senator from Louisiana, and he had the opportunity to speak to some of the folks that claim it is their right to put porn in elementary school libraries. And, well, he gave them a taste of their own medicine. He read some excerpts from some of the books that they're trying to put in the libraries with, kindergartners, second graders, the young children. And go ahead and check out their reactions to this.
Us to do. Let's take two books that have been much discussed. The first one is called All Boys Aren't Blue, and I will quote from it. I put some lube on and got him on his knees, and I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated. He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my ass, and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close quote. All boys aren't blue.
That sounds like solid educational material.
Another much discussed book. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called Genderqueer. Okay? Let me read an excerpt from that. Quote, I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside of me. End quote.
Totally appropriate for middle schoolers.
Now, Mr. Secretary, what are you asking us to do? Are you suggesting that only librarians should decide whether the two books that I just referenced should be available to kids? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay. Tell me what you're saying.
Well, first of all, there's this...
Don't give me a speech. Tell me what you're asking me to do.
With all due respect, Senator, the words you spoke are disturbing, especially coming out of your mouth is very disturbing. But what I would also tell you that we're not advocating for kids to read porn, to Senator Booker's
point.
What
are you advocating for?
We are advocating for parents, random parents, not to have the ability, under the guise of keeping kids safe, to try and challenge the world view of every single manner on these issues.
You're getting conceptual game.
I'm not getting conceptual. I'm saying
yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because I want to know what you're recommending. It sounds to me like what...
He's such a no-nonsense old Southern man. I love it. No, we're not recommending that kids... We're not advocating that kids read porn. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. No, you're not advocating that they read it. You just want it readily available to them on demand. We're not advocating that pregnant women should drink. We just want it right there in the doctor's office with them. You know, like when they go in to get their checkups. We're not advocating that kids should smoke cigarettes. We just want to remove the smoking age. Yeah, we're not advocating that people should get drunk and drive in their cars after they leave the bar. We just want to we want to get rid of DUIs. Stupid logic. I love how he moves. We just don't want random parents to be random parents. You mean the people that pay for the schools, that send their kids to the school? You don't think, what you're saying is you don't think that if they have a concern, they should be able to take it to the school board and say, hey, this is disgusting, this is borderline softcore porn, and it's in your library available for my 8-year-old to check out at will. Don't you have a concern with that? Don't you think that's reasonable that they could bring those concerns forward? I think that's perfectly reasonable, but they don't. Here's the reality of this situation. You don't need to read these books to them. Did you notice how they weren't fazed at all? I said, look at their faces. They weren't fazed at all. Here's the reality. The folks on the radical left know exactly what type of content is contained in these books. They know for a fact, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that these books are in school libraries as we're recording this podcast right now. They know that they're there. And they don't care. They want your children to read them. They want to read them to your children because at the end of the day, a lot of these folks, it's like I said, man, sometimes it's just Occam's razor. It's the most boring solution. At the end of the day, a lot of these guys are just bad people who want to fuck your kids. A lot of them are just pedophiles. That's all there is to it. And here's the problem is they've gaslit half the country into getting on board with it. I don't think half the country's pedophiles. I don't. I think half the country might be run by pedophiles, but I don't think half the country's pedophiles. I don't think half the country's made up of pedophiles. I don't think half the people that have been gaslit and shamed into going along with this are bad people. I think they're just easily deceived. I think that, like I said, they've gaslit half of the country into believing this is a gay rights issue, and they've done it in just a masterful way. They have. They figured out an issue. I mean, 70% of Americans support same-sex couples being able to get married and have the same rights as them and stuff. So they figured out a way to piggyback this issue onto one of the few things that still has somewhat widespread support in this country. And they've done a damn good job at it. They are master manipulators, and they have gaslit a lot of stupid people. You know, you say, hey, I have a concern with this porn that's available for second graders in the school library. Well, what are you, homophobic? That's just homophobic propaganda. Why do you hate LGBTQ, BLT, 4K HD TV, Run DMC folks? V8 Energy. What do you hate so much about them? What's your problem? What are you, racist? You racist too? What's the matter with you? Why can't I read books to your kids about giving blowjobs? About getting their ass eaten out? Well, why can't I read those types of books to kids? What's wrong with you? What are you, homophobic? And here's for the record. If someone says, hey, reading hardcore porn to kids is bad, and your initial reaction is, oh my God, this is an attack on gay people, you're the fucking homophobe. Period. You are. Because you're the one who hears reading porn to kids and immediately thinks of gay people. So obviously you have a negative thought about gay people. That some issues with them that you need to sort out yourself there. Not me. No, I don't give a fuck. I guarantee you all the gay people I know would not be down with this garbage being read in schools. Guarantee you. I'll bet you $1,000. And that's the thing. Here's what I love when I argue with I don't argue online, but if I have conversations with people in public about this, about the garbage that's being read in these schools or being taught in these schools, my go-to question for and you guys can do this too. If someone's telling you that it's not that bad, don't argue back and forth with them. Just go, have you ever given a blowjob before? Just ask them that. Whether it's a man, woman, straight, gay, doesn't matter. Ask the person you're arguing with, have you ever given a blowjob before? First off, they're going to be taken back. They might even be a little offended. They're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Say, answer the question. You ever given a blowjob before? You ever eaten a pussy before? And see what they say. And if they answer yes, say, how'd you do? If they answer no, ask them if they want to learn. And then if they have a problem with that, say, okay, now how would you feel if I said that to your 12-year-old? Because that's exactly the case here. How would you feel if I ask you the question that just incredibly disturbed you in this bar or social setting or wherever to your 12-year-old in school? You'd be pissed. You'd want to rip my head off. So why are you fighting for the quote-unquote rights of the public school system to do that? It's asinine.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you can actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.